How to manage probation. So we learned this by looking at the case where an employee was dismissed during probation, and the reason why the employee was dismissed was that the employee allegedly had repeated misconduct, including late coming and failing to follow instruction. Although misconduct was proven, but the process was found to be unfair, which led the dismissal to be unfair, and the employer was ordered to pay the employee 2 months worth of salary. So the CCMA found that the employer only gave a verbal counseling and they failed to issue clear warnings, and they did not explain that dismissal could result if the employee's conduct or behavior does not improve, and then they allowed the behavior to continue without applying progressive discipline. So what should employers do during probation? I will show you this as well using my template or one of the templates that I use, because I use different templates depending on the client's preferences. So what must employers do during probation? So you must clearly explain performance expectations, and you do this with a job description. And I also issue a probation assessment form when the employee starts as well, so that they know that after 1 month, this is what we'll be assessing. And then every month we sit and then we explain the performance concerns if they're there. And if somebody's also performing well, you tell them where they're doing well as well. And then you identify areas requiring improvement. You provide guidance, coaching, and or counseling. So you do this during the probation assessment, and then you note where the employer coaches the employee that in order for you to excel in this role, for example, you need to be 30 minutes earlier before the rest of your team so that you can be able to execute Y and Z, and then give the employee reasonable opportunity to improve, and then allow the employee to respond before making a decision. But remember that there's nothing stopping you from disciplining an employee for misconduct. Say an employee who's on probation, they steal, for example, you can still have a disciplinary inquiry and then dismiss the employee should the employee be found guilty. So let me show you the template in under 1 minute. So the quality is a little bit bad because I just took a picture from my laptop. So these are among the one of the things that I measure or that we measure during probation, but I specifically took a picture of this part because it addresses what that other employee was dismissed for and went to the CCMA, and then they ordered 2 months compensation. So it's under other factors, the extent to which the employee arrives on time and demonstrate consistent punctuality. So during probation assessment, then you would have told the employee that you are constantly late, and the result of you being constantly late is XYZ. You need to arrive on time, for example, 30 minutes before the rest of your team as a person who's a team leader, and then you give the employee an opportunity to improve, and also explain to the employee that late coming is actually a form of misconduct and you might be subjected to a disciplinary process, and then you subject